Hey, we are live and direct on Facebook and YouTube. This is the Wednesday show, morning in America, later in the evening over in India and in the UK. We are just after 1 p.m. in the afternoon. Wherever you are in between, I hope you're having a fantastic day or evening or wherever you are. And this show is changing, as you know, and we're moving some of the stuff into a membership. So if you watched the last episode, you'll know how to get in there and some of the benefits of doing that. Everything is available as usual, all of the replays, etc., on DannyWalsh.live. You can go and find it there. But today we are joined by a very special guest. Now, you may remember a few weeks ago, I actually featured on this guy's show. This is Alex, and I want to bring Alex on in a second. Alex is someone who has been interviewing people and building a brand and running ads and building funnels for people, and he's super busy, kind of like me. And when we get together, we often have some great discussion and we talk about things of interest that can help your business. When I was on his show, I had a bunch of people reach out to me and be like, "Hey, Danny, that was awesome. You know, what can you tell me more about this? Can you tell me more about that?" This time, Alex is on the other side of the mic, so I get to interview him, right? And we've got some cool stuff lined up. So stick around. We'll be on for about 40 minutes. I'm going to bring on the man himself, Mr. Alex A. Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Hey, Danny. Super excited to be here. I'm doing awesome. How are you?
I'm great, boss. And again, like I said, the other side of the microphone, right? So
yes,
it's
I'm not on the other side a lot. I do a couple lives, couple interviews every week, but I don't do this kind of an interview to be on the other side of the mic. But yeah, super excited, and it's fun talking to you, a fellow funnel hacker. So it's awesome.
Yeah, and we are going to get into some ClickFunnels stuff. We are going to get into stuff about you and your business. But just talk to me a little bit about your live shows, because you have interviewed a big bunch of folks, right? And you've been doing this for a while, because every time I look on there seems to be Alex is live and he's interviewing somebody. What was the inspiration behind that, and what was the sort of, why did you start doing that? Well, talk to us about this live thing that you do.
Thank you so much. Yes, those were really kind words. And it all started when I started reading Expert Secrets a few years ago. We were doing a coaching business for us before. And at that time, I was, helping college students get good jobs in the tech industry. It was a different kind of industry. And we were bringing in experts from the tech industry, like software engineers, CEOs, CTOs of companies. And that's when I started that show. And it was a hit. And that's one of the reasons we were able to do a lot well in that particular coaching business of ours. And we switched tracks. We wanted to get closer to ClickFunnels and the marketing community here, and that's why we became a funnel agency now, and we also help people with ads as well. And like Russell Brunson says in Expert Secrets, the best way to grow your business is to document your journey, and that's what we're doing. We're documenting our journey, and we're helping others document their journey. And we've created this platform called Expertology Live, where we bring in people, experts, coaches, course creators from all over the world, and get their story in front of people. And it's been an awesome experience. We've had some amazing guests, and we continue to do that, and we're expanding. We want to do more and more lives and feature more and more people. And yeah.
So I've just whipped up your website as you're talking, because you mentioned Expertology, and you can see there that you are clearly you've got the funnel set up. You can see some of the work that you've done, and you can see you at the top. But this is not the link to the live streams, right? So on your main website, if people go and visit expertology.cc online, they can find your agency, they can hire you can do a big bunch of stuff, you build the funnel. We'll get into all that in a second. But specifically the lives, where would folks go to watch your shows? How do I find that? Just by going to your website?
Yes, it's expertologylive.com. That's where our podcasts and the shows is in, all the past episodes, and people could actually sign up in there itself if they want to be guests in our show.
So if we switch that over, ta-da! This is where we got to see the lives, right? So we've got two websites going on, and they're both on this Expertology brand. And you can see your good self there, nicely done. it's looking good. See some of the standard of your work as well, right? And I'm hoping that you never know, you might find certain
Danny,
Danny
yes.
on there. And it was great being on your show, buddy. And just talking to people on that live, it is interesting, it's educational, but it's also a bit of a challenge, right? And there's a lot of people out there who might be thinking, whoa, I wish I could. Look at all these guests and all these people that Alex has spoke to. I watch Danny, and he never stops talking, and he's always showing all this crazy stuff. What would you say to somebody who just like wants to go live? Because I know how difficult it is, and clearly you've been doing this for a while now, so you must have hit some pitfalls. What if people just wanted to get started and document their journey? What advice would you give? Because this is fantastic, it's professional, all the rest of it, but as we know, it's not always about us, right? It's about the folks out there that might just want to start.
Yes. I would say, the best advice is be yourself, be authentic, be natural, and eventually you will be attracting people. And like Russell Brunson talks about his show, Marketing Secrets, in his car, it was the 90th episode or the 100th episode that clicked for him, and it eventually changed his business. Like, you have to just click that record button, start recording, and don't worry about the end result, and be yourself, be authentic, and naturally you'll be getting better at what you do, and eventually you'll start attracting the right people into your world, and your business will start growing. So my advice would be, don't think about anything, just hit that record button, start recording. And sometimes you will get constructive criticism, and definitely take that. Like we were in school, our teachers are there to guide us, motivate us, give us feedback, and we didn't take it personally, we didn't take it in a bad way. We took it to heart, we worked on it, and we became better, and we became better human beings. Like that, we will get constructive criticism around the community, and this is an awesome community. No one's gonna bring a lot of negativity to you, but just constructive criticism, and take that, work on it, and the next episode you'll improve, and the next episode you'll improve, and in 10 episodes you'll be far more better than your first episode, and eventually you'll get there.
So you mentioned Russell, and you mentioned Expert Secrets a lot. And if folks don't know, there's a guy called Russell Brunson. He created a thing called ClickFunnels, and he's on the wall behind you. And he wrote some amazing books. Expert Secrets. It's like I've got different versions of this thing. People might just be starting on their funnel journey, right? And they don't know what we're talking about. Talk to us a little bit about ClickFunnels and what that's enabled you to do in your business, in your life, because that's something that's very dear to me.
Yes.
Talk to a little bit about your ClickFunnels journey.
So so my journey started a decade ago as a growth engineer, growth hacker. At that time, I didn't know what actual marketing today is, the digital marketing side, and I didn't know what funnels were. But I just jumped in, invested a lot of money, started doing ads, and nothing seemed to work. And that's when I was able to find Russell Brunson, his teachings on funnels, and that was a game changer. And immediately when I learned something, the first thing that I learned from him was the perfect webinar secrets. How you could get people to a webinar, watch the webinar, and then sell them a product at the end. Yes, that's the framework. That's the framework. Immediately the first time I implemented it, I was seeing amazing results. Our costs per show up came down. Our people were engaging in our webinar, and then people were signing up at the end, and we were able to generate $314,000 in 90 days using just that particular framework. And immediately when I learned something, implemented it would work, and I was like, yes, this is what I'm doing. And that's how I learned .com secrets, expert secrets, traffic secrets, all the books, copywriting secrets by Jim Edwards as well. And it was a game changer for our business, and it wasn't an overnight success. I'll have to clarify that, but it took a few months, about 6 months, for us to be able to change that the ground up. And that's when we got inspired towards Russell, and we got closer and closer, and amazing things have started happening for us from then.
Yep. So every time I give Russell Brunson money, I tend to make money, which is kind of crazy. And we build a lot of stuff on ClickFunnels. So predominantly, Russell's got a big bunch of teachings, like the books and things like the perfect webinar. And when I started out in this business, and if you started, like you said, 10 years ago, this live streaming thing that people might not be watching on Facebook right now, and YouTube and Shorts and TikToks. It didn't exist.
No.
It's like people now have got so many
Opportunities.
opportunities
Yes.
and
Exactly.
avenues to get their words and their wisdom out there, right?
Hmm.
So you know that people might want to just start doing a live. We said that earlier, and you've given some great advice there. You know, just get out there, get started, take the time to learn and take the criticism and build every time you do it. There's a big thing about just actually starting. But what more about the actual technology that's available, right? So we've got people who are sharing all of the wisdom. We've got ClickFunnels, which you can use to build amazing websites like we've just seen of yours. You've got all of these platforms where you can press like go and you're live.
Yes.
Talk to us more about opportunities and the things that, you know, we wish we had.
Definitely. Previously, before all these technologies were there, we had to go to event, drive there. It's going to take us a day for each event. The traffic, the headaches, and everything. And sometimes it'll be a win, sometimes it won't be. And when it's not, an entire day would be wasted, and you'll be dejected, and all the negative things starts happening. But now it's just alive. You could just be in the comfort of your home. You need not even dress up. I'm wearing a shorts right now. No one's going to know.
Yep.
And you just there. You're present. It's just you and the audience that's conversing, and it's just a push of a button. And there's so many technologies out there, like StreamYard. It's a game changer.
Yep.
Just a push of a button, you go live to hundreds and hundreds of people. Facebook is an amazing platform that congregates all your audiences, and you have ClickFunnels to get the traffic from Facebook, from StreamYard to your own traffic, so that you could later converse with them, market to them. And these things were never before. If you had to create a website, you have to learn Flash, and then came WordPress, and then came HTML, JavaScript, and like all those technologies. It was expensive. Now it's super cheap, and it's super easy to do. Like you need not be a tech wizard to do everything. You could just watch a few videos, few trainings, and you can just get a website up and running in like a few hours. So that's the biggest change that we see in terms of opportunity today.
Yeah, without a doubt. And like you said, building things in Flash, that wasn't fun.
Yeah.
And if, Adobe as it is now was what, Macromedia back in the day, and it was like hard and it was expensive, and you needed literally to go to school for years to figure this stuff out. And even the
Exactly.
speed of the internet was so
Yeah.
slow. Now we've literally got the world at our fingertips, but there are people out there who are still struggling in their life, and maybe they're at a job that they don't like, and they haven't unlocked the secrets, right? They haven't
Yep.
unlocked what's going on online. And imagine that you've never been in this industry, you've never heard anything about technology, you didn't know Russell Brunson, and you was kind of in that position, which I guess we've all been in at some point. We know there's people in that position right now. They might be watching this thinking, oh, this is crazy, this is a scam, this is like insane. How can people, make money from doing videos and things like that? What kind of answers would you give to those kind of, people out there, statements that are being made?
Definitely. I would say get in contact or get in touch with people whose life have changed. You will have someone in the family who's making well for themselves online, and you will have someone in your friend list, someone you went to school with. Like those are the people that we usually trust, like, and care about. And those kind of people will have stories, starting how they built their own online empire beginning. And that's how I came in. I had a distant relative who was doing well for themselves, and they introduced Russell Brunson to me. And once that was introduced, and that's when I was able to do that as well. That's the first point of inspiration that you get. Or if you don't find anyone, talk to someone online, reach out to like people, like awesome people like Danny, like who are in the community, who's always willing to help all of us. And we people like Danny are an open book. Like you can talk to them about anything. I've spoken about family, fishing, all those amazing stuff. You get to know Danny at a deeper level, and At that point, we will for sure know that this is nothing um, you know uh, like a scam or spam. It's authentic. Like people, like our lives are changed because of this, and that's the advice I would give.
So, like I said, when I give money to Russell Brunson, I get money back, and that's by learning stuff, right? You've got to be prepared to
Exactly.
learn. But there is a thing where you might think, hang on, I'm going to put my credit card into this weird looking website with a timer and a crazy guy in America who's promising all of this mad stuff. Sometimes, if you just find, like you said, 2 or 3 people who've had a result, and look, there's testimonials in abundance, right? You just need to look
Yep.
at the events. The number of people being successful is growing. And like you said,
Exactly.
in your family now, you might have 1, 2 people who have been exposed to this and had some results. If you're still thinking, oh man, this is not for me in a year's time from now, you've probably missed a very important opportunity, haven't you? And I think there's more than one thing that you might have missed there. What do you think? If people watching this think, no, I'm not going to try this online thing, I'm not convinced. Danny's not convinced me. Alex not convinced me. I'm not going to bother looking at Russell Brunson. In a year from now, what will those folk have missed out on?
Definitely. It's a more of an opportunity cost that people would miss, because a year is the time that it takes for someone to be successful. And due to the increase in competition, increase in everything that's going on around the world, like more people are, doing the same stuff that, you are doing. And if you had started a year before today, you would have become a lot more successful easier than you starting from a year now. And that's the biggest mistake, like most of us have learned. Like I started doing funnels pretty recently, 2 years ago. But if I had started when Russell Brunson started in ClickFunnels, like 2015 or something like that, I would have gained a lot more knowledge, wealth, health, everything that comes along with the journey. So that's one of the opportunity costs that people would lose out if they postpone joining this a year.
So it's kind of like saying, what's the cost of not doing it? What's the cost of
Yep.
not checking out the online marketing? What's the cost of not checking out ClickFunnels, right?
Yep, exactly.
It's very obvious right now how much of an impact things like ClickFunnels, things like selling online, and I think we're a little bit biased because we use ClickFunnels in our business, but there's not just ClickFunnels, right? There's all sorts of ways you can sell things online, and people might know of Facebook Marketplace, or they might know of eBay, or they might buy things on Amazon. They're proven things, and it's possible to get a slice of commissions by being affiliates or by sharing other people's products. And you don't even need a product of your own, right? So
Exactly.
you don't need to go out there and start building a big online empire. You've just got to kind of start, see what's working for people. If people were still sat on the fence and they were still thinking, man, I need convincing, I need pushing off this fence to get into something online, whether it's a side hustle or a full-blown business like you've got, how would you push them off? What would be the 2 minutes of encouragement you would say to folks who are just not moving?
Definitely, whatever we give us as an excuse, it's always a limiting belief. If we don't have the money to invest, then we have more time to invest for sure. So if you can't invest in paid ads, you go for organic marketing. And there's so many people who have had a lot of success with just organic marketing. And start there. Test something out. Don't I would suggest not go all in on something unless you tested the waters. Test something out, like Danny said, affiliate marketing. Find products that you love, you care about, and you personally connect to it. Try to sell that for a little bit of a commission, and you'll start making money, and you'll for sure know that the system works. And that's when you start scaling. Sell 10 more, 100 more, and that's when you need the systems, the processes, the funnels, the ads, everything that goes along with it. And that's when you start scaling. So I would say start small.
Start small. Do you remember your first sale? online, Alex? First time that you got that ka-ching and you made some money, whether it was $1 or $1,000. What? Tell me about your first sale online.
Yeah, definitely. It was a $9 sale. I still remember it. Back in my so this was just the sale that I got personally. As a business owner for myself, not in other ventures that I had. But we started with a $2,000 product. That was one of the biggest mistakes that I made. Like selling a $2,000 product to someone who do not know you, trust you, was we learned it the hard way, and that's when I found Russell Brunson and his teachings and everything, and that's when we came across the concept of value ladder. The value ladder is something you increase in terms of value and in cost, and you move people from the first step to the second step to the third step. Usually in the front you have like a freebie that you offer them, and then you slowly increase the price. Like the next step would be a tripwire offer that you sell them. Could be $7, $9 product with a little bit of increment in value, and that's the next step would be send them to a course that you're selling for $200, $300, and it goes on and on to done for you services. And that's kind of the learning that I had from Russell Brunson, Expert Secrets, .com secrets, and I implemented that in our business. We had the $2,000 product, but then we had our freebies. We had the webinar funnel. We had VSNL funnels. We had lead magnets going on, and then we had the tripwire funnel. And the tripwire funnel was a training, a small training that we did for $9. And after we ran a bunch of traffic to our front end offers, which is the free stuff that we were offering, one person converted to that tripwire, the $9 product, and it was like dream come true. And that's when I thought I started believing so much in Russell Brunson, his teachings and his trainings, ClickFunnels, the community, and everything else. From that, we were growing at a rapid pace, and we're super grateful for everything.
And from that $9 sort of first ever, when it worked, because you're trying to sell this thing for $2,000, it's difficult, nobody's buying it, they don't know who you are, but you put this $9 thing in place, people sign up, they start to move up that ladder, like you're saying, they start to come towards you in your business, they trust you more, you're building that rapport. Eventually you start selling the big ticket items, right? You start selling
Exactly.
the 200s and the 500s and the 2000s. What was it like for your business when you started to see that bigger revenue coming in, knowing that it started from that little first $9 sale? You're all jumping round. Was it like the best time ever? Talk to us about that feeling when you know that it's working and you know that people are paying that high ticket.
Definitely jumping around, yes. But I'm more of a grounded person. Yeah, even in terms of when things don't work, I'll be smiling, getting a good night's sleep. So the first reaction that I had was to go and sleep. But definitely, I had that content, I had that satisfaction, because I've been working for like 5-6 years at that point, and I haven't made a single dollar online. And the first dollar that came in was super awesome. We know that this thing's going to work, but we had the longer term vision in our mind. We had to keep our emotions under control and focus on the big picture. And it wasn't like it happened over day, right?
Yeah.
So first day I had like one sale, the $9 sale, and then the next 2-3 days it was quiet, and then a few $9 sales came in, and then the $200 sales came in, and it was like, okay, everything's working. And then we built on top and top and top, and at one point when I realized, when I self-reflected, I was like, okay, I've made like $300,000, $500,000 online at this point. Okay, we've done something amazing with our business. And that's when the realization kicks in. Actually, when you look back, and it's an amazing feeling, definitely.
So it's
Go
kind of
ahead.
like a long game, right? It's not just,
Yep.
you don't just turn on some crazy website and you make 100 grand and it's like, whoa, that probably, if somebody's saying that, that's possibly is one of these dodgy things that you don't want to put your
Yes,
credit card in. But
definitely.
Alex, and certainly, myself, I've done this from experience. We know that if you start small and you just try and you believe and you learn, those little $9 can stack up to $900, right? You've sold 100 of
Exactly.
these things. And then out of those 100 customers, maybe 5 have bought your $200 thing. So now you've got a couple of grand in your business. Now you're not in that position that you was anymore. Because look, people talk about millions and all of this crazy stuff. $2,000 is a lot of money when you're on your back, right? And you're in trouble, or maybe you're struggling with stuff and you can't quite figure it out. You're trying to work, you're living paycheck to paycheck. Once you start seeing that regular income, you start to scale. That's like almost like night and day, but it doesn't happen overnight, does it, Alex? It does take the work and the time. So what would you sort of say to people who might be getting, they've tried this thing, they've tried that thing, they're becoming disheartened, but they still believe that it's possible? How do we keep them on that?
Definitely, one of the key things that led to our success and the success of our mentors and from the people that I've seen is consistency. Things usually don't go the way that you want to go. That's common in life as well, right? Nothing goes on. And when it comes to digital marketing, we kind of have this feeling that we're going to be an overnight success, and if things doesn't go, we easily give up. And the same actual principles that apply in life apply here as well. If something doesn't go, we'll have to put our glasses on and comb it through and see where we did wrong, have a self-realization, and the next time we do it 10% better, and the next time we do it 50% better, and eventually we will get there. And once things once we are consistent, eventually things start falling. And can you give an example, Danny? I cannot, because I've never seen someone being consistent and have had never seen any success in their life. That has never happened. And the people who have not had success are the people who are not consistent, who have dropped out easily, given up in the first couple steps, and that's the people who have not had success in their life. And that's kind of how I see it.
You're very right there with that, Alex. And I've got the hashtag "don't go back," right? And it's like, don't go back to the bad job, don't go back to the bad relationship, don't go back to being lazy. Now, if you can break out of a cycle, and you can start to make progress, the minute you go back, you're not helping, are you? You're not going to make any progress if you go the wrong way. And that might sound, oh man, that sounds so easy for somebody to say who's made it online, but it's not a straight journey upwards, is it? It's not like it's kind of like that, and then you go down a bit, and you're like, oh man, and this has gone wrong. And tell us about some of the times where you felt like going back, but you maintained your composure and you stayed strong and you pushed forward, because sometimes it's not an easy road, right?
Definitely. So I would say I've done the same mistakes that people are doing as well. I have gone back. Like I wouldn't say like I never gone back. I'm like a savior or something like that. I have gone back, and the times that we gone back, things weren't working, and the times that we pursued through it were the times that things were working. And that's the difference that I was able to learn because during of this 10-year journey. And the business, so I've done multiple businesses as well, like tried a bunch of different stuff. And the businesses that have failed is when I stopped doing it and gone back and figured out what other business I could do. And once I stuck to a particular business and felt my heart towards it, that's when things started working. And things won't start working the first day. Like I said, our coaching business, it took 6 months for us with zero money. We didn't make any money, and at the end of 6 months we started getting that few sales when we met Russell Brunson. And from that point onwards, it took another 6 months for us to get to that 500K mark. So if people saw the entire year, we generated 500K in a year, that would have been an awesome success. But the first 6 months we made $0, right? And that's the kind of part people actually miss out. And I also saw in a meme, Usain Bolt trained 12 years to run 4 seconds, and people give up after working hard for 2 days. That's kind of the trend that I'm also seeing. It takes a lot of discipline, consistency to be successful anywhere, in any business, any sport, anything that we take in life, and that's how God has created this world for us. If we put in the work, definitely we'll be successful
Yeah,
one day.
yeah, and like you say, there's people who are consistent. Generally, they will get there, or they will get somewhere that's better for them. But success looks different for everybody, right?
For sure.
And your success might be, might seem simple to some people. Your success might seem really hard to others. Whatever people sort of perceive, that isn't important, is it? It's not about your perception. It's about actually getting out there and doing your thing and making your story. So for people who've never touched this online stuff, what you're saying there will transfer into other parts of life, right? Even if you go out there and you do manual work. So it's not just all about the online stuff. It's about that consistency, making sure, you turn up on time, that you
Exactly.
do what you say, that you're honest, and all of these things. And that kind of ties into like good values, doesn't it? And we see you online, and you've got your children, you've got the family, you've got your people around you. Talk to us more about real life now. So we've talked a big bunch about business. You're a dad. This is the kind of reasons why we're doing this stuff, right?
Yes, for sure. For family comes first to me. The whole reason that I wanted to become an entrepreneur in the first place is to give a better life for my family, for my son, for my newborn son,
Yep.
and have the freedom of location, time, so that I could travel with them anywhere I want, be with them whenever I get the chance to. Because if you're in a full-time job, you don't get to do that in your own terms. So that's one of the main reasons that I want to break out from that and start this. And now, I have all the freedom in the world that I want. I could go out with my son, spend time with him, take care of him when he's sick at my own terms, not
Yep.
getting permission from someone else. And I have the freedom of money as well, financial freedom, so that my family has a better life right now. So that's the main core reason for me to start this business.
Yep. So the two things are kind of really interlinked, aren't they? Because without your sort of money that you make, you can't live the life that you want to live. But if you're stuck in the sort of grindstone of the job that you hate, you might not make the money that you really should be making, but you're also going to suffer, and you're going to get stressed, and a big bunch of like negative health impacts as well, isn't there? So for being on this side of the fence now, so you've worked really hard, and now you've started this entrepreneurial life. Which one? I know the answer. You know the answer. But which one is the better? Is the grass greener on the other side?
So I feel like with all the freedom now I have, is this is where it's always better. I'm like a person who says grass is greener on the other side, but in this case it's not the truth. This side is actually better, that the side that I'm on, because I'm not reporting to anyone. If I have all the freedom that I want, like I can go anywhere in the world and work, and any time zone that I want, I can work. And if I wanted to take a couple days off, I can do that. If I want to work only 4 days in me, and these are the things that I didn't have before. And I don't have any deadlines. I don't have any firm set goals. It's just the goals that I place for myself, my team, my organization, is what is there. It's nothing set in stone, and I need not kill myself or sacrifice my family or the things that I value to achieve those goals. If it takes a little longer, a couple of weeks longer, then yes, no problem. I want to spend time with my family today to have a better future, build memories for us, and a better life for us. So that's the priority.
So I'm clearly sold on this. And sometimes Tony Robbins says this a lot. You've got to, if you want to take the island, you've got to burn the boats, right?
Yeah,
What
exactly.
what does that mean to you from everything you've experienced?
So, I remember the story from Russell Brunson in one of his trainings. That's when I came across this story. And for me, right, burning the boats means going all in, right? So when we started this particular agency, right? So I wanted to do this because of my love towards Russell Brunson, the entire ClickFunnels community, and all the wonderful, awesome relationships that I have with the people in the community, and we decided to go all in, like leave our coaching business behind, and everything. And if this doesn't work, there's no going back. There's no pivoting. There's no alternative approach. It's just this. We figure out how to make this work. There are no second thoughts. That's the story about how you burn all the boats. Because I don't have another boat to go back or go take a side step or pivot or something like that. It's just this, or there's no or. It's just this. Make this work. Yeah,
that's it. So very important, stuff that we've covered in this talk, where people might be sat there, but they've also got that easy exit and that easy way back. And if you make a decision, you wake up in the morning, you're like, right, that thing, that route out, that exit needs to go. And you literally, don't be setting things on fire, but metaphorically, you burn your boat. You can only go forward, right?
Exactly.
And is there like a feeling of like liberation? Is there what's the when you do that and you take a big decisive action in your life? Because when you decide, you go that side or that side, right? You chop one side off, and that's the journey. What is the feeling when you know you've done that?
It's scary, to be honest. It's scary at first, yes. I'll have to accept that for the first few weeks, and then once you start working and once you have the confidence in you that you can pull this off, that's when it's the kind of feeling that you have after the confidence that you get is far more better than the feeling that you had, the scare that you had. And that's when all your dreams get fulfilled, and you'll get goosebumps for sure. I'm having a goosebump right now. And as things start working for you one after the other, and the feeling would be far more bigger, better, in terms of the feeling that you will have if you had like multiple options that you're diving with. And it's the gift that you could get from that feeling is far more better.
Yeah, so basically what we're saying is you need to take some decisions, have some think about some things, but don't dive into stuff that you're 100% uncertain about. You get some certainty, test some stuff, spend some time before you spend some money. Is that what I'm hearing from you? But when the time is right, get rid of that exit route and go forward on your journey. What about having the right people around you, Alex? How important is having the right team around you and the right folks? You mentioned your team. I know you've got the right family around you, and you're doing it for the right reasons. But what about the people who've supported you? Obviously, we've heard about Russell, and we know he's almost like the online mentor that you can connect with through books and through videos and all the rest of it. What about the people that are close to you? Is the folks? Do you need people to do this, or can you do it on your own? Talk to me about the people.
Definitely, starting out, you definitely don't need a team, but you need people to learn from, people you can network with, people you can look up to and learn from. Because the more the kind of people that you spend with, you eventually start turning out to be them. You get their own values, you get their principles, you get their thought processes, things like that, and you will eventually become a better person and start implementing it. And then once you started implementing things for you and you see success, and once you're deciding to go all in, that's when you get a team who has the same values that you do. You resonate with them, they resonate with you, and you share the similar values, and you build an organization from the ground up. And that's when you should start getting a team. But what I would say is, networking. Your network is your net worth. Keep networking, and doing that every single day. It doesn't matter the size of your business. It doesn't matter where you are in your life. You have to do it every day. Talk to people, reach out to people. I think the ClickFunnels is one of the community who's very receptive of people reaching out. It's nothing wrong in reaching out unless you're not spamming people. Spamming is
Yeah.
different. I'm talking about networking, like connecting to people, saying a hi, saying that I'm doing XYZ, would love to chat with you, love engage with people in their content, things like that. You network. So that's one thing that helped me a lot. Like this interview that we're having is because of my networking. I'm connected to top people in the ClickFunnels community because of my networking and my awesome network. And I was able to also send Russell Brunson a message, and he was able to get that message, read that message for me. And I've sent gifts for Russell Brunson. And all of this is because of the networking that I've done. And my business is totally because of the one thing. So the type of people that you connect with determines your success and your business's future.
So when we talked earlier, we talked about the old days when you had to really struggle to build something online, sort of prior to Facebook. Now you can almost go on your phone and look up anybody. And as long as, because look, I'm detecting some very humble, traditional values. You're sending people gifts. You say please and thank you. You're not like going one of these crazy guys going out there sending all these spam messages and doing any unethical stuff. Because the minute you start doing crazy stuff for being unethical, the network isn't going to grow, is it? It's going to start to shrink to a point where you might find that you are isolated. So we get it. There's people out there, they do weird stuff. They're not the kind of folks, certainly, that we find too many of in the ClickFunnels world. The kind of folks we're used to working with, they're not going to belittle you. They're not going to pull you back. They're going to push you forward and lift you up.
Exactly.
And look, people can either say hi or they can press the block button, can't they, if you reach out. But if you're like, hey, buy my stuff, that's probably not going to work.
Exactly.
How would you approach a cold conversation with somebody like Russell Brunson? You want to reach out to a leader in an industry. You're scared, right? You're like, oh man, it's like, this guy, is he even going to give me time? How do you broach a conversation on Facebook with somebody who you've never met before, but you know in your heart that they're going to resonate with you, or you're going to be able to create a relationship? Where do you even start with that, Alex? Because it's like, how do you network?
Definitely. I would start with someone who's very active on social media. They're putting out content. Like I have 2 or 3 types of content coming out every day. I'm sure Danny is also doing the same thing. Like engage with the content. Not just throwing a random like here and there, but commenting with the thoughtful. What you learn from the content that we're putting out, things like that. And with just a few comments, you will get the attention. And as you comment, your content will also be shown to the other person, and the other person will resonate with that. And when you comment, the other person comments, and then the comment will turn into a DM conversation, and you can get on a call with them, and that's how you start the conversation. And as you build this up, you're just doing it for the first 2 or 3 people, and then you can get referrals from those people. Like Danny would refer an awesome person from the ClickFunnels community to me, because we are talking to each other, we are friends, he's in my network, and I can do the same thing. Like I'm talking to awesome people that I know, and I can refer Danny if they're looking for. And that's how these connections work, right? And instead of you going and reaching out to someone else, if Danny or someone who already knows the person connects you, that's already trust that's built. People would trust you better, and they would respond to your messages. And this is how it goes viral. And previously you weren't able to do this before Facebook came. Now it's just a click of a button, and you could talk to anyone from this world. And if you were talking about Russell Brunson, building a relationship to him, you have to work your way up. Russell Brunson is giant. You cannot just DM him and expect him to respond to you. Talk to the people that he values. The top people in the ClickFunnels community, the universe, the things that he actually care about. Build a relationship with them, and eventually they will connect you to Russell Brunson. And yeah, this is not an overnight game. This is it takes consistent effort for you to be successful.
So we've covered a lot, right? And look, we're talking about getting started. we're talking about don't be afraid to burn that boat and push forward even in the adverse times. Do it for the right reasons, for your family, for the people that you loved, for the time that you want to spend. Nobody wants to be, working and then just like that's the end, and like you've missed so much cool stuff. And you're talking about the power of networking. Even if you're afraid to reach out to somebody, like you said, it's a long game, right? You're here for the right reasons. Personally, I'm not in this business for money. People give me money, which is cool, but I'm in this stuff for the people and for the community and for, look, if I can do one thing to make somebody smile in a day, I feel happy and fulfilled with that, right? Tony Robbins, again, he talks about the science of fulfillment. There's a lot in that. And because we've got Facebook and we've got live videos, and look, even some of the things you can learn just on TikTok, besides, how to create an awesome meal or how to do a funny dance, there's people on there teaching things that are so valuable, sharing what they've read in books, sharing what they've learned. You need to be receptive to learning, right? You need to be prepared to trust in yourself. There's so many things we've gleaned just from this conversation, and it all connects together. So if people were like, whoa, I'm thinking about starting a business, I'm thinking about doing more networking, I'm thinking about starting some interviews or podcasts, you're not going to hate on that person for that, are you? You want that person to come forward. And people might think that that's totally strange because they might not be used to that in their lives. They might be used to people getting jealous or whatever. So have you come across people in your life who've wanted to hold you back and stop you from being successful? What would you say to people who might be worried about things like that?
I've never, to be honest, I've never come across someone who says that to my face. It's all constructive criticism, and that's coming from a place of gratitude because they've seen something that you're putting out in the world, and they want you to be better. They want you to do good. They want you to, come to the place that they're at, and it's coming from a place of gratitude. They're saying that okay, you can change these 2 things, 3 things. Those are the things that I didn't like. I tend to take that as constructive criticism, and the next videos that I'm coming up with, the next content that I'm coming out with, I'm going to change that for sure. And that's how it's been so far for me in this few years of journey. I've never seen a person, I mean, there are like spammers, haters, those things are there. That's wherever you go, you get things like that. But again, those are copy paste messages. That person is not delivering those kind of hateful thoughts or comments from their heart. It's just copy paste. You could just block them, ignore them. Those things can leave, the negativity can leave. But common people, general people, who are actual human beings in this community, they don't send you hate. And if they send hate, again, they're expecting hate back, and no one wants to spread hatred in this community. So no one's going to do that.
So what I'm getting from this is be more Alex. Right, be more like Alex, because he's got a smile on his face. He's spending time with his kids. He's loving the work that he does. I'm sure your clients are loving the guys on the interviews. It was great being on your show. All of the things that you're doing are clearly a shining example for entrepreneurs, for the dads out there, for the families out there, for people who might just be thinking, oh man, I've got to go and do this job and I wish there was a better way. It's actually under your nose. Because how many people, Alex, are probably commuting on a bus or a train, or, they're going to work in the morning, same time, and they're sat there scrolling through a Facebook feed when if only they knew what power that has in terms of their life and their business. Oh, man, you don't want to be starting this stuff in a year, right? You want to be starting this stuff now.
Exactly.
You talked about the network being the net worth. What could you do? Just one thing that you could do on your Facebook differently for, you're watching the reels, you're commenting on some silly thing, or you're watching sport or whatever it is. What could you do? Just one thing to shift to get yourself into the world of the giants. What could you do?
Start posting. That's the number one thing that you could do. Post your thoughts, what you feel. Eventually people will start responding. You need not even get on camera, just start typing out words, and posting content every single day, what you feel, what things like that. That's the number one step. And people are always, the consumers of information in social media, and there are not many producers of information, and that's where it's lacking. And once you start producing content, you find your voice, get yourselves out there. And once that content that you put out in terms of words, turns into images, and that turns into short videos, long videos. And that's when you build this momentum of getting content out, your message out into the world, and you will attract the right people into your world after that. So, instead of being producers, instead of being consumers, start being producers. That's what I would say.
That's so valuable. And look, an hour can fly by real quick, right? We've been
Yeah.
on here for 50 minutes, and I could talk to you all day because it's a pleasure to talk to you. You're always smiling. You're saying the right things. You're giving people nuggets of value here based on real struggles where you've came from, but also showing them that the success is actually, it's there, isn't it? It's right there. And because we're all
It's right
connected
there.
these days, and
Mhm.
because we've got this technology that we didn't have, this was a nightmare. You couldn't do this.
Exactly.
And they say like every cloud has a silver lining. I know COVID came along, and that kind of forced a lot of people to, stay
Mhm.
indoors, connect online, use the internet more. There's lessons we can learn from that about that power of connectivity. You've got the tech, and this is evolving all the time. Where do you think these things are going to be in a few years from now? Because now we've got the artificial intelligence, right? This is like the
Yeah.
crazy stuff
Mhm.
that's happening. How are you
Mhm.
using and learning and deploying the AI craziness that's going?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. We always use AI for inspiration, things like that. Like, AI, from my perspective, AI is not gonna replace us or rule us. It's an assistant for us who's gonna make our lives a lot better. That's how technology has been from the beginning. Like, technology is not ruling us. It's just supplementing us in our day-to-day lives. But we use technology to overpower us. That's the sad story. But not all of us are doing it. We're just using it for good purposes. Same thing with AI. I use AI all the time for inspirations, for inspiration in terms of copy, design. Midjourney's been awesome with that.
Yeah.
And I've seen your content, Danny, as well. Amazing stuff. And yeah, AI is going to get even better. It's going to be better in terms of producing content, and it's going to revolutionize in the next few years for sure. And who knows, ClickFunnels can come up with an AI assistant which can build an entire funnel with a click of a button. So I think technology is, I'm not afraid. Like, as a funnel builder, I'm not afraid. It's just gonna make better funnels. As long as
Yeah.
people are getting better funnels, I'm okay with that. And as a funnel builder, as we also evolve and see how we could deliver this to everyone, to make sure everyone succeeds. So that's kind of I see AI.
There's people out there who still don't use Facebook. There's people out there who still don't have like a bank card. They go down to the bank and they collect the cash and they pay the cash in with a little piece of paper, right? There's people out there, there's billions of people in this world at all different levels, and a lot of people just default to what they think is the way to go forward, right? What they see on TV, what they consume in the newspaper, or depending on your sources of information, like you said earlier, the friends and associates and people in your network, that will kind of define where you're going. And I think what we're saying on this show is try and just step a little bit to the side of that and see what is outside of that current situation, that current world. Maybe some people might say it's a bubble. I don't know how you describe that, but I think everybody's got an opportunity like never before to move into the internet way of operating, to meet new people, to potentially start a business, to learn new skills. It's an exciting time right now, and it's only going to get better.
Mhm.
It's not about so much about don't go back, it's don't stay still. Let's get people moving. And I know the work that you're doing is fantastic to help people do that. And just watching your content online, and we'll go back to your webpage right now. We'll bring up your live. So Expertology Live, connecting coaches and course creators, brands, marketers, people with, talking about relationships and productivity. It's great to be on there. Apart from me, so exclude me from the equation, and I'm not sure. Because I've been on the show, you can reserve judgment. People can watch that. But who has been one of the most inspirational guests? Because you've got some amazing folks on there, and you've got that guy, Danny Walsh, but you've got some amazing folks' names that I recognise, some that I don't. What has been the most inspirational interview, or have they all been of equal merit? You tell me a little bit about some of the folks you've had on there. What's been the sort of best time you've had on your show?
Definitely, it's hard to. So, as a parent, it's hard to, pick the best kid, right? So, for me, all my guests are valuable, and I'm super grateful for them being on the show. It's hard to, pick one or two, who have inspired. Everyone has inspiration stories. Everyone has struggled in their life to be where they are. For example, Martin Lowry, he's an agency coach, and he's done some amazing things in the agency world. Darren August, he's from South Africa, and he's a done for you book, a coach and a done for you book service agency person. So, if you want to write a book, I would just reach out to Darren, and he can get a book out, and he takes care of everything. Like all these guests have like unique, and I've handpicked them. Like I'm not gonna allow anyone to be guests on a show. It's they have like unique set of skills, and not two people of the same kind of skill sets have participated. Travis is an awesome media buyer. Gary's having a unique business. We talked about networking referral, right? So Gary's a done for you referral networking guy. So if you reach out to Gary, he would get you connected to awesome people in the world, and that's what Gary does. And Dr. Doug is an amazing copywriter. So I've had the chance to work with some amazing people.
And for me to see, I'm on there amongst, some of these amazing folks as well, I can only extend my gratitude. And it was kind of a loaded question. Obviously, you can't pick a favorite, but it's amazing to see just how far that networking has taken you. And that's kind of where I'm going with this, because as, maybe as a teenager, you coming to leave school, if somebody would have said to you, hey, Alex, in, X amount of years' time, you're going to be talking with doctors, and you're going to be talking with authors and coaches and all these crazy guys you didn't even know what the internet was. It's like,
no,
nobody can tell you what's going to happen in the future, and no one can make that happen apart from yourself, right?
Exactly. Yeah. If someone had told me that, I'll be talking to Danny Walsh, or I'll be talking to, Russell Brunson, the ClickFunnels community, I would have been like, no, I'm not going to do that. I know it's a long way, but, today I'm making it happen. And the only reason is because I took that first step. I started posting content, and because of this, everything in my life business has transformed. And I'm super grateful for everything. Like Danny and I have been saying from the beginning, it's just the first step that you need to take, and everything else will fall into place.
So look, we've covered a lot, and I know we're busy, and I appreciate your time, because I've kept you on for ages, and I've asked you a big bunch of stretching questions. There was no preparation for any of this stuff. I'm going to put your little banner at the bottom. You can find Alex on Facebook. That's like we talked about. Use Facebook for networking, right? Maybe you've got something to offer for his show. Maybe you'll be handpicked by Alex, and maybe you could feature on his show in the future. Get involved. I think you've put your email up on there as well. The website, there's obviously there's the other side to this as well, as we saw, the agency side, which is just expertology.cc, right?
Yes. Expertology.cc.
So that's a different site. That's where, if you want Alex to actually do some work for you and build things and help you with all of this technical crazy stuff that we spoke about, and certainly you see there people getting $90,000 in sales in 30 days, 2,318 in sales in 7 days. That's down to you, right? So not only are you networking, you're living the life that you want, you're actually going out there and getting people results. You're building people's websites. You're helping them with all of this technical, crazy stuff that people need to do to move their business forward, as well as being an awesome dad and being an amazing guy to know. Alex, anything that you want to end with before we finish? People go and find the man, reach out, say, hey, you saw him on the show. Any closing words from you, sir? Because it's been an amazing hour.
Yes, thank you so much, Danny, for all your kind words. I'm super grateful for being on the show, for being able to share my story and provide valuable information to your audience. One thing that I want to say is, just don't think about it. Just start doing it. And like Rusty Brunson says, one funnel away. I'm going to just say one start away. Just start, and everything else will fall into place in your life, in your business, and amazing things are waiting for you to happen. All you have to do is just start.
Yeah, just start, and that's so crucial to anybody. And I think we've inspired a lot of people in this. And share this, let's celebrate this, let's get people involved, because Alex, it's been a pleasure. Your business is amazing. I can see the work that you're doing with folks around the place, and I can see your content. Make stuff happen, guys. This is what it's all about. Alex, again, thank you so much. We're coming to the end. We've been on for an hour. I've got so much stuff to share. You'll have to watch on Friday for the next show. Content. Get started. Keep moving. Reach out to Alex. It's been amazing. Thanks so much, my friend. Everybody, we're out of here. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.